The one thing I tell my clients to do right from the jump is try to eliminate as much dairy from their diet as humanly possible. Everyone comes to me at a different point. Some are dairy lovers. Some have already pretty much eliminated a lot, but they're not realizing that dairy can be shoved here, can be shoved there. It's all over the place, really. So, first of all, if you are someone that knows a farmer and you know how they are raising their cows and how they are treating their cows and how they are not pumping the cows with all this food and all these things to make that cow produce more and more and more milk, that's what's going on here. If you would have asked me, 50 years ago, if I felt this way, absolutely not, because we weren't mass producing. We weren't feeding the cows things we shouldn't. Cows weren't getting infections over and over, and they're pumping them with antibiotics. Therefore, the milk that comes out is packed with hormones, antibiotics. When we consume that milk, what do you think happens? We consume the antibiotics. Now, is this good? Like in one regard, it kind of sounds good because you're like, well, I'll be good to go if I get any kind of health issue, but not necessarily, because eventually we're going to build a resistance to antibiotics. When we do get sick, the doctor's going to write us a script. We're not going to react to the antibiotic the way that we should, and maybe we're like baffled, wondering why that is. Well, maybe it's because we have hormones that we're ingesting, antibiotics that we're ingesting through animal products, dairy, that we weren't even aware of. And not only that, but it destroys your gut flora, so the healthy gut bacteria in our belly, that gets damaged. Anytime that we're consuming the animal product that we don't know where it's coming from, what it's being fed, what it's being given, what kind of nasty infections it's had, we are ingesting all of that. So that's why, when a woman is breastfeeding, they say, okay, be careful. Everything you put in your body goes right to the baby. Well, it's the same exact thing with these cows. If we are drinking another animal's milk, we're getting everything from that animal. And if you're just buying it from Walmart, Kroger, you don't know where it's coming from. How do you know, right? How do you know? So I want to go through the things that I have in my home and kind of show you where I do my substitutions, because I'm 100% dairy free. I would say maybe like once a year, twice a year, if I go to a party and there's like a cheese platter, I may have like a little wedge of cheese or something. But honestly, I don't even crave cheese anymore because there's so many good dairy-free alternatives to it. And if any of you guys are dairy-free, drop a 1 in the comments. If you feel like you might need to eliminate some dairy, drop a 2 in the comments. Now, another thing that I want to mention about dairy, there are 2 parts to milk. There is the whey and the casein, okay? So if you are someone that consumes protein powder, I'm curious, any of you that do supplement with protein powder, drop your favorite protein powder in the comments. Let me know if it's casein, if it's whey, if you do Beverly products, if you do Propello Life, if you do Orgain, if you do whatever you do, EAS. Drop your favorite brand and what type of protein it is, because there are so many different types of protein out there. Whey is the #1 type of protein that you hear people talking about because it's just big in the bodybuilding world. Whey protein, it's the best protein, and there's a million flavors, and they all taste phenomenal. They do. I will not lie about that. The problem is that our body cannot digest it properly for the most of us. Casein, this is very, very, very interesting. Casein is viewed very similar in the body as gluten. So if you are someone that has trouble digesting gluten, if you consume any type of dairy, there's casein within that dairy that may be digested, and it may inflame you the exact same way that gluten does to your body. So even if you're not one with celiac, but you have a gluten intolerance, which a lot of us do, and a lot of us have started becoming more gluten-free, even if you're not 100%. A lot of people are trying to go at least like 80-20. And what you might find is that when you do consume dairy, you get that bloating and you get that discomfort the very same way that you do when you have gluten. So something that I would suggest to kind of test it out is to try to go cold turkey, eliminate completely every bit of dairy, let's say 20 to 30 days. Wipe the slate clean, start fresh, and then consume a little bit of it and see how your body reacts, because at that point you're going to know. Now, if you are a dairy consumer day in and day out, at this point, how are you going to know? Because your body's just used to it. You might not even realize that you're bloated and inflamed. You might just think, this is my body. I am comfortable, and my body should always be at this comfortable, even though I don't feel comfortable, but my body's comfortable at 150, although I would love to be 130 because I'm only 5 feet tall. You're not going to know, because it's just how you felt every single day for the past couple years, because that's all you've ever known is eating dairy. So I suggest eliminating for 20 to 30 days. Do the best you can. Start again, just to test it. And then at that point, you're really going to feel the difference. And then at that point, you're probably not going to want to even dabble with dairy. Dabble on the dairy train. So if this is valuable and you guys are interested in this concept, in this topic, drop the word value in the comments, please. And if you're like, Sarah, shut the heck up and go to sleep, then let me know too, because at that point you can just click the unfollow, because I'm going to keep doing it, okay? Now, instead of whey protein, yes, butter. That's a good question. And I actually have my favorite butter out. It is Melt, is my favorite. There are a lot of different. Earth Balance has a butter, a lot of different dairy frees. One of my clients texted me a photo today. Jamie, thank you, my dear. Liz, thank you. That, what is it? Country Crock, I think, has a vegan butter. So I think they're all hopping on the train, right? So, and egg is kind of considered dairy to some, but not to others, just because of the process in which, but it's really not. A lot of people view it as just a protein. So, but it is still an animal product. Butter, yes. So I suggest using a plant-based when possible. I do also understand that these products I'm going to show you are more expensive. I do understand that. A lot of people just can't foot the bill for that. But at the same time, you have to look at the overall picture. Is improving your health more important and spending a little bit more money here, or is buying the top of the line tennis shoe and getting, your new favorite sunglasses every couple months? I mean, really, like, what is it to you? So you have to really look at the overall picture. I think if you cut a little bit here and there, you'd have plenty of money to spend on buying a little bit of organic here and there and buying a little bit more plant-based, because at the end of the day, you guys, it's really not that much more expensive if you are looking out for deals and you are aware of where to shop. You don't have to buy all these products from Whole Foods, Raisin Rack, Trader Joe's. Honestly, I've only been at Trader Joe's one time in my entire life, and I thought it was way too expensive, so I just got out of there. Whole Foods, I know what to get there. That isn't an arm and a leg. So are there unnecessary chemicals in the vegan dairy? So that's a very good question. That's why I don't suggest like living off of the dairy-free cheese, living off of all this stuff, because again, if you are someone that knows where your products are coming from and they're pure, like ghee, and I don't know if I still have it, but that is a butter. It's not a plant-based butter, but it's clarified butter. And so that is something I highly suggest to people if they want it. Megan, I saw you left me a message today. I still haven't had a chance to read it, but I will after I'm done. So yeah, if it's pure and all that, and everything in moderation, of course, But when it does come to things like the cheeses I'm going to show you, yes, you'll look at the ingredients on some and it's like a huge, huge big list. And again, you know, you want to just sprinkle it here and there. Honestly, if you are someone that is like dairy crazed, I think even if you substituted this in and did this half the time and then just removed the other half, then you could totally benefit from it. But Follow Your Heart is a really good brand for vegan cheese. I like their Fiesta blend, their smoked Gouda slices, and they have a mozzarella. There's a So Delicious brand that's really good. Follow Your Heart also has my favorite Parmesan cheese. So it's shredded Parmesan cheese. I put it on my chickpea pasta with a little bit of butter and melt it, and it's amazing. I put that on my vegetables and really, 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 really good. So nutritional yeast is something that if you guys are not aware of this product, even if you're not vegan, I would highly suggest it, because for only 1 tablespoon, 5 grams of protein, okay? 3 carbs, but 2 grams of fiber, so only 1 net impact carb there. Tons of thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B6, folate, vitamin B12, iron, potassium. So very, very, very good supplement. And vegans use this, and non-vegans too. It's a seasoning, so it almost kind of tastes cheesy. So I'll sprinkle this on my vegetables. When I'll just put them in the skillet, sprinkle this on, and maybe a little bit of the vegan butter. And I love it. And you're adding protein in. You can put this on your salad. You can, I've mixed this in with so many different things, and it's so good. So again, very easy way to add flavor, but also protein at the same time. And creamer, that's a place that people don't even realize. Creamer, they're like, it's just a little bit. Well, yeah, and that's fine. It's all relative, right? But if you want to really try to test this out, then try to go with a dairy-free, lactose-free coffee creamer. There's tons of brands out there. This is just one that I picked up because I wanted to try it out. It's not too bad. I get it from Kroger. It's Simple Truth coconut creamer. I've tried the vanilla. Don't do it. Do not do it. Just get the regular. I about gagged. Now I know why it was discounted. Let me show you. I just get the Almond Breeze. Now it's interesting because I never gave Presley cow's milk, and I was very adamant with Doug too, because that's a whole different live video about the molecular mimicry and what can happen to a young child when their organs are developing, their pancreas is developing, and certain things that are viewed as invaders that our body produces antibodies to. So it's like, okay, I'm eating an animal product, or there's an animal product liquid coming in like cow's milk, and I'm viewing it as an invader, so I'm going to build antibodies, and it basically damages, or it mimics something. And the studies show, they're getting to the point where they can kind of talk about it a little bit more, that it may be the reason or the culprit for little kids developing type 1 diabetes. So, you know, there's just studies going on right now, a lot of which point to the fact that that may be one of the reasons. Cow's milk at a young age, a lot of it. So almond milk. Now, because when you're giving your kid, when they're really young, you want to make sure that they have proper calcium. That is the whole reason why, you know, they're like, okay, well, you're done breastfeeding now, so it's time for real milk. And, you know, you're like, real milk? Cow's milk? Why cow's milk? Well, you know, the calcium. They need the calcium. It's like, okay, well, I hate to tell you, but 1 8-ounce glass of almond milk, the Almond Breeze brand, has 45 milligrams of, and I'm trying to find here if it even says. Yeah, well, okay, so 450 milligrams of calcium, and whereas only 300. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. In almond milk, if you get this brand, because Silk is not the same. Silk does not have nearly as much calcium as this brand. 1 8-ounce glass of unsweetened vanilla almond milk has 450 milligrams of your daily calcium. And if you only did the same amount of cow's milk, you'd get 300 milligrams, okay? So the people that are saying you need to give your baby cow's milk because of the calcium, it ain't true. It's not true, okay? It's the easy thing to say. Coconut milk, totally fine. Coconut milk is really good. I actually have my coconut cream right here, Jamie. And this is a really good substitution in baking and in other things. I'm all about my coconut cream. It is so delicious. I just made those protein balls that were like birthday cake protein balls that were to die for, and I used coconut cream. Now, of course, there was all this hype about how terrible coconut oil is, and it's poison, and it's the devil because a lot of saturated fat. Yes, Fernanda, it is the best. And you guys, again, it's all relative. If you are consuming nothing but crap and nothing but saturated fat, no, you don't want to be on top of all that cooking everything in coconut oil. Why would you? No. But let's use our noggin, okay? It's still healthy, better than canola oil, better than going to, the people that are like talking about, oh, did you see this? And did you hear about this? And the saturated fat. And they're the ones that are going through Mickey D's once, twice, 3 times a week, sucking on artificial sweetener within a Diet Pepsi. It's like, let's look at the overall picture, really. Drop some comment. You guys, drop some funny comments in the comments. Just drop it. Drop it like it's hot. Kristen's in the house. My girl Kristen is killing the game. Okay? I just have to gloat about you because she started with nutrition only and she's doing the exercise portion right now, and her body is just transforming. This is like the first week. She's like, I only lost a pound, but I lost an inch and a half, and my body just looks amazing. And no, she didn't say that, but I'm looking at the photos like, girl, I just can't with you. Number one, you're my number one. Okay, but I also know someone else that's watching right now. My girl Jamie's, she's up there too. Okay, now protein powder. I have 2 brands here, Orgain, because again, Orgain is very cost effective. They sell this big darn jug at Costco. You can buy a big thing with 27 servings for $30 at Costco. You can get the peanut butter, you can get the chocolate, you can get the vanilla. So I have all 3 because you never know what the day is going to bring with your tastes. And I also am a big advocate for Propello Life. If I can tell you the difference between the two, 100% quality, okay? This is very pure. This is very high quality. This is good too, yes, but you look at the ingredient list, my friends, this is very, 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 very small. I know the owners of this company, they're all about being as good, as top-notch, as quality as possible. The taste is spot on. I can't wait for them to get more flavors because this is spiced vanilla and they have a chocolate as well. But I do like the fresh vanilla bean with a lot of my recipes, so that's why I had the other. Presley prefers the chocolate Orgain better just because it's a little bit stronger. Of course, anytime something tastes a little bit better, usually there's a lot of other ingredients in there that are making it taste that much more yummy, okay? You mean Carol Baskin. Okay, so I have to say I just watched my first episode of Tiger King today. That's a hot mess. And you know what? That makes you feel a little bit better about your life. I was having not so good of a weekend. And I tell you what, Liz, I felt better. I sure did. I have all my teeth. I have all my teeth, and I did not feed my husband to the tigers. So there you go. I might not have a husband, but I don't need to feed him to the tigers at the same time. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. But now I understand the joke, because for like a week straight, I'm like, who's this woman? Why is she feeding her husband to tigers? I mean, that's like how out there, like lost in La La Land I am half the time, because I never watch TV. All I watch is Disney. That's all we got. So I got all my teeth, and I'm not on meth. I'm doing good. The guy's like, yeah, one of the signs of meth is your mouth, meth mouth, and he like smiles. He's got like one tooth. I'm like, oh my. All right, life's not so bad, my friends. Life's not so bad. Now, if any of you guys are interested in Propeller Life, you want to give it a try, I do have a discount code for you. And put discount code * in the comments if you want that, and I will give it to you. There, you'll get 10% off of one item. If you want to try 3, you'll get 20% off of all 3. And before I get into that, I'm going to show you my yogurt. Okay, so the one thing that's very, very, very hard to find in the plant-based world is a high quality, high protein, low glycemic yogurt. That is probably the toughest thing I have found after becoming vegan, because every plant-based yogurt has a ton of sugar, has like 1 or 2 grams of protein, and it's something that's just not beneficial to eat. So I always used to steer clear until I found the Siggies. And it's the only one I found, plant-based coconut blend, vanilla and cinnamon is the flavor. You guys, it tastes very, very, very good. And there's 190 calories and only 9 grams of sugar. The protein is 10 grams of protein, and the fat is 11, but it's coming from coconut milk. And pea protein is the second ingredient, okay? So good sources of protein. There's no soy in there. And, well, sometimes I speak too soon. But no, soy-free. Yep. So there's no artificial colors, no artificial sweeteners, all natural, dairy-free, no gelatin, no preservatives. Boom. Siggies has a lot. And even if you're not plant-based, at least they're a good quality brand. So that's the yogurt. Now, another thing that you'll find like dairy in, things like tortillas or any kind of wrap. And I found these. Now, unfortunately, sometimes it's like it's hard to find everything. You find something like this, and then you're like, wait a second, it's not organic. But honestly, you guys, you can't have everything in everything. You know what I mean? Not all the time. So you can only do what you can. But these little guys were very cost effective. 2 packs, and you get, in each pack, you get 12 corn tortillas. 2 packs for $3, okay? $1.50 for 12 of these, which is huge. A serving is 2. And they're gluten-free, soy and dairy-free, low sodium, no cholesterol, made with chia seed, 0 trans fat. I love how they put the trans fat. It's like boom, 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 you know, like that's like the end all be all. 9 grams of protein per serving, okay? And it's plant-based protein, which is huge, because typically it's like wheat and all that is like the #1 source of protein in these, but gluten-free, so really good. And I've had them and they're good. Okay, so that's another thing. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the fact that I love ricotta cheese. I don't know if it's because I'm Italian or what, but like my jam used to be lasagna with a lot of ricotta. And I have found a way to make homemade, plant-based, 100% vegan ricotta cheese out of cashews. So you need to get raw cashews. You can't get roasted. You can't get salted. Raw all the way. You soak them in water, preferably for an hour. If you can't, at least for 10 to 15 minutes in some warm water. Drain the water, put it into a blender, food processor, blend it up, add a little bit of water if it's, not working, if it's not blending. Then you add some other ingredients, lemon juice, a little salt, a little pepper, a little garlic. I use nutritional yeast in there. Again, this amazing little superfood sprinkle. And then I do my little ingredient, my hidden ingredient, which I'm going to tell you all right now. If you are making ricotta or using store-bought ricotta, and you're gonna use it all up, and then you're gonna go dairy-free after you use up that last bit. Then if you are using ricotta to make a lasagna or a baked ziti or anything Italian with a red sauce, highly suggest mixing in fresh mint into your ricotta cheese. Game changer. Total game changer. I mean, everyone that has my ricotta, and I make like a baked ziti. I mean, it's vegan and people still eat it that aren't vegan. I'll make like a mock chicken parmesan and I do it all up. But everyone's like, it's like so fresh and so yummy. What is, and then I tell them that there's mint in there and they're like, oh my gosh, I guess I do taste it now. So give it a try, give it a try. Any questions that any of you guys have or any comments? I mean, what are you guys thinking? Where's your head at with this whole thing? Are you like counting down the days? I mean, we can't really count down the days because we don't know the days. Or are you just kind of taking it for what it is and you're trusting in the process? And anyone? Adam's in the house, Kelly's in the house, Susan, Jennifer, Jenny, my girl Jenny. I mean, I don't know. I'm ready. I'm ready to be able to roam the world and, just run wild and free. It's really all I want to do. All I want to do is dance. Is that too much to ask? I just want to dance. Does anyone else just want to dance with me? Honestly, I feel like that's what I miss most. Just being able to go out with my girl Cecilia and just go up to the alumni club by ourselves, get on the dance floor and just have fun. I don't think anyone's paying attention to me. So that's my cue to end the show, okay? Oh, Jamie's here. Yes. Oh, you're going to be looking amazing. You already do look amazing. But you're going to be looking so good that you're going to be feeling that way. And you're going to really, really, really believe it. So, you got nothing else to do, girl. I hear you. Well, no. I have a ton to do. And that brings me to my next point. I'm going to click the off button. I'm going to get ready for bed. And I'm going to finish that darn ebook for all of you. So I will have it done tomorrow. Mark my words. I will make sure this happens. I have so much in this ebook. Totally forgot to talk to you guys about it. Liz, you'll get one. Jamie, you'll get one. Anyone that wants one that is still watching or watching on the replay, send it my way in the comments. I'll post about it tomorrow too. You're done being a teacher. You're horrible at 4th grade math. Yeah, I don't understand. What is it called? Like the, what do they call their math now? Something, they like move boxes. I don't know. I was watching my nephews do it and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I hope they change that back up by the time Presley's in that grade. Oh, how I make grilled cheese. Okay, so I don't make it for myself. I make it for Presley because honestly, it's not the healthiest. So I basically take 2 slices of the 2 breads that I have, and the one, okay, this is the best bread I have ever seen. Ever. Beef-free, brown-seeded loaf, okay? It is gluten-free, non-GMO, high in fiber, dairy-free, vegan-friendly. And usually when you read all that, you look at the ingredients, or not even so much the ingredients, but you look at the nutrition and you're like, wah, wah, wah. You guys, this is low glycemic. 3 grams of fat, so this is for 1 slice, but the slices are pretty wide. I mean, it's this wide. I mean, it's pretty short. I guess it's about the same size as a regular piece, just in a different shape. 3 grams of fat, only 0.4 saturated. 12 carbs, however, 6 grams of fiber. So only 6 carbs, net impact carbs per slice, 0 sugar, 4 grams of protein. That's huge. That's pretty darn good for bread. So I'll do the Dave's Killer bread. You can do the Ezekiel bread. That's totally fine. Even if you get it like yesterday when they came over, I didn't really have anything that I was like, Doug, what do you want me to make you for lunch? What will you eat in this house? And so he's like, I'll take some grilled cheese. So, and of course, Presley wanted grilled cheese too. So my girl Amber's in the house. So literally it was the first time I didn't have any thawed bread. So I pulled it out. First time I've ever done just straight up from the freezer into the skillet. Worked just the same. Just smeared my melt butter just a little bit on each side. Down in the skillet. I use, her favorite is the Daya American cheese slices. I just plop one piece on there and then just make it like a regular grilled cheese. Now, to jazz it up, I've done like tempeh strips. And if you've ever had the tempeh, they have a fakin' bacon flavor. Now, that's not gluten-free, but it is high protein. So it's a plant-based protein source. So I've done it where it's like a grilled cheese tempeh sandwich. And she'll eat it that way for sure. But yeah, it depends on the day. You know, being a toddler, sometimes she's a little bit pickier than others. But yeah, I don't know. I could devour like the whole loaf of grilled cheese sandwiches. I really could. But it's one of those things I'll finish hers if she's not going to finish it. But it's a slippery slope with that kind of stuff. So, all right. Well, that's it. That's it for the night. I'm calling it a night, and I'm going to get back to work. That ebook, you guys, I'm jamming it packed with some good stuff. There's going to be stuff for beginners. There's going to be stuff for advanced. Some things you've seen, some things you've not seen, but everything is going to be compiled. Very easy to follow. And there's going to be like over 30 routines for you to choose from. So that's my gift to you for all of your support in following me and sharing all my stuff. So once you get it, if you can share to your followers that you have received the ebook, and then I can send it their way as well. I want to give it to as many people that would like to utilize it. It will not include any nutrition. I wanted to just focus 100% specific to exercise. So very minimal equipment. There are some routines in there that are 100% body weight, some that require just resistance band, some that require just a step, some that have dumbbell only, and then there's a few that have 2 or 3. So depending on what you guys have, you can find at least half of those routines you'll be able to do regardless, okay? So that's it for me. Drop some love if you have any questions, comments, and make it a good evening.